Hello. Today, I want to talk a little bit about how we can receive forgiveness of sins through the Eucharist while we believe sola fide. Firstly, I think it is important to establish what justification by imputation means. When we say we are justified by imputation, it means that we are saved not by our works, but by Christ's work, not only in his death, but in his life as well. God imputes the righteousness of Christ to every sinner who has faith in him. Nevertheless, faith is a gift of God, and it is understood as the instrumental cause through which man is placed under the saving grace of God, which is called sola fide. And we can see that in Ephesians 2:8. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing, it is the gift of God. However, Lutherans will state that you can receive forgiveness of sins through participating in the Lord's Supper. So one may ask, how can we receive forgiveness through any work apart from believing Christ? Wouldn't it be salvation by faith plus works? Well, the key to understand that is basically knowing what the means of salvation are and do. We can find a good explanation in Hollett's Examen. So the question number 1 is, what are the means of salvation? And the answer is, all people have fallen away from God into sin. Christ, the mediator, has won salvation for them. The means of salvation are the divinely ordained means through which God graciously offers them the salvation won by Christ, gives and preserves through faith, and leads all who embrace the merit of Christ with abiding faith into the kingdom of glory together. Strictly speaking, on the part of God, the conferring means, or the means which offer salvation, are the Word and sacraments. On our part, the receiving means, or the means which lays hold of the salvation offered, is faith, which relies on the merit of Christ. So the sacrament is not a human work. It is actually the opposite. It's pure gospel. It's purely God's work for us. That's why we use the term divine service in some historical churches. It needs to be clear that in the church we have nothing but our hearts to offer. We are righteous sinners stepping into God's house to receive his blessings. In the Lord's Supper, it's pure Jesus. It's Jesus instituting it. It's Jesus giving it to you. It's Jesus' body and blood, and it was Jesus who gave his body and blood for us on that cross. He was the one conquering forgiveness of sins for us. All we do is receiving those things through faith. And even this faith is not to be credited to us. God himself gave us the gift of faith, so we can today walk to the altar and receive his body and blood, firmly trusting that it was given and shed for us. The faith, when connected to the Eucharist, receives all the benefits of the cross. It's not a human work. It's God giving sinners his body. It's God making us righteous through the righteous works of Jesus Christ. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this short video, and I also hope you could learn a little bit more about how Lutherans see the means of salvation and righteousness.